hands wrapped, knuckles taped black. Pick my gloves up off the mat. Fighting's all I ever had. Wasn't born with tons of gifts. Had to work hard as a kid. Know that everything I did was to catch the other kids. Slowly built that self-esteem. Turned myself to a machine. I'd compete so I'd be seen. I would lose and I'd succeed, but you'd never see me quit. I'd always get after it. Knew I had a different gift. I'd outwork any other kid. Deep within our souls, we can feel there's something empty. We need something more. I feel destiny, she tempts me. Tells me there's two paths, they both have a different ending. Choose wise and you'll find that pain leads to ascending. Till I'm dead and buried deep within a cemetery, I will fight, never weary, I wanna be legendary. Till I'm dead and buried deep within a cemetery, I will fight, never weary, I wanna be legendary.
We are live. Woohoo! What's up, what's up, what's up, boys and girls? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Yeah, so parenting. You know, I had a school meeting. You got to make no tech problem. School meeting. Had a school meeting. I had to get down there and go sit through legal. Got to go through legal. Every year we get our legal briefing. So this was a legal briefing, and it was a little bit different place, a little bit different atmosphere. It's in the new building. Oh, hold on. Oh, my goodness. It's always something, man. All right, there it is. Now you can see the sign. All right, no, that makes me look even worse. Yeah, no tech problems. Like I said, it's a half hour down to the new school, so I had to take a ride down to the new school and do the legal briefing, and then they started like 10 minutes or later just because there was people coming in still, and then it turned into a little bit of an overhang. You know, it's a lot of information, a lot of stuff going on. Parents, pay attention to your children, especially if you allow them on any kind of social media. It's dangerous. That's what we discussed tonight, the dangers of social media. But let's get back to fishing. So who is hanging out today? Because I can tell you right now, if you were out on today's adventure, boys and girls, that was not good times. We could not. Okay, so here's it. I know you guys hear that because that's what's going on in my head right now. Because, dude, after a trip like today, you guys, I'm just gonna tell you, days like today make you want to give up on fishing. Days like today just really make you want to give up on fishing. I don't know if you guys know, but I'm not going to give up on fishing. But I will say this. No more planning day of to go fishing on day of. Bass forecast for today was like not the best. We're going to talk about that here in just a second while it's loading up. We might have to take a call. We're going to wait a little while and see. I don't know. I'll wait, see if the little man calls me back. Today was actually just the worst day you could have. Today was a 3.4. Oh, you guys can't see any of that. Hold on, let me switch cams. My hair's all disheveled. Look at your boy, dude, running around being a parent and stuff and doing stuff in the middle of the night. So today was there it is, a 3.4 for Leesburg. It was a whopping 4.8 in the Villages as far as the bass forecast rating, and we're back. Thank you. As far as the bass forecast rating goes, on top of that, let me talk to you here. We had, it said, drop-offs, ledges, creek mouth openings, like, you know, the channel where we were, and what was the other one? I can't remember what the third one was now, but it was just an unattainable day. I mean, all the way around, unattainable. We caught one fish. We missed two fish coming into the day. That was absolutely brutal. No fun on mission two fish. I ended up checking the hook when I hooked it back up when we got to the house. Dude, my hook's bent. I should have brought it in here to show you guys. I can't even bring it in here to show you guys right now. Worst day ever, man. So other than that, the adventure today, goodness gracious, boys and girls, we threw everything in the mix. I mean, we absolutely threw every single thing we could think to tie on, every single thing we could think to provoke a strike. We went to the fluke, we threw the Cinco, we threw throw the chatterbait. We didn't throw any wacky. I mean, we could talk all day about all the things we didn't throw that we had tied on that we could have thrown. But the reality of the situation is, man, you really got to make sure that you got everything in order before you go out and fish. Now, crappie fishermen were, I guess, having a great time today. I'm not so sure. I'm not a crappie fisherman. I've accidentally caught crappie. That's pretty funny if you ask me. I mean, they were big crappie, don't get me wrong. I guess they could be a blast, you know, just with the cane pole and just pulling them out. I don't know, man. I'll stick on my reels, you know what I mean? Like, I'll stick to that game. We found out one of the poles, the line is just absolutely atrocious. We came to that conclusion today. That was not a lot of fun. We're going to have to do something about that ASAP. We got to get the custom black cleaned up. Maybe Friday when I get home from work, I'll pull apart the custom black, and maybe we'll have like an afternoon live of just the phone looking down at the reel, and we'll pull this thing apart together and have a conversation about pulling the reel apart together. I think that'd be kind of funny if you guys want to do something like that and just hang out. And maybe we'll do like a little plan session for the Saturday fishing trip. We'll get everything in order on Friday. And then moving forward, we'll go into the Saturday trip. I don't even know where I'm going Saturday, you guys. I have no idea where I'm going to go Saturday. I can't go far. It won't be the longest day that I'll have. I'm going to probably have to get out there and just try to get it somewhere, wherever I am. But I enjoy this search, man. I don't know. I think I just like casting. How many of you guys out there like casting? Let's talk about this. For those of you guys that are fishermen, how many, struggle bus, thanks Rachel. How many of you guys are about some real struggle? Like, you get it, you know what I mean? You're looking for a pattern, you're looking for something different. Today, I don't know if we found turtles. I mean, we found big turtles. I found a turtle today that was, honestly, it had to be maybe 2 foot across its back, swimming down. Big old nasty snapping turtle. I seen giant turtles today. I seen turtles taking like big splashes off of docks, and they were like, and these things were easily 18, 20 inches. These were not little turtles either. They were making big splashes. I had a couple of alligators come out today. That was not good times. And but it occurs. Nothing came out at me. It's just, you know, you're listening. That's one of the things I want to talk to you guys about tonight in the episode. Pay attention when you're fishing to fish behavior, to other aquatic life's behavior. You know, you start seeing snake birds running around in an area, there's probably going to be bait there. And if there's bait there, there's probably going to be fish there. And if there's not fish and you see bait just casually strolling around like ain't no thing but a chicken wing, you know, they're just doing what it is they're doing with no fear of anything gulping them down at any time. Yeah, there's not going to be any fish there. You know what I mean? There's just not. You could try all day long and play with that bait school, and all it's going to do is move. It's going to distort. It's going to go back. Sometimes it's just no fish in that area. It's just not what they're looking for. It's not what they're doing. I knew today if we could find a fish, that would be fantastic. We didn't manage to find a fish until the end of the day, and it was at the mouth, and it wasn't even impressive. It was kind of sad, actually. You know, but it is what it is, man. I mean, we went out and we caught a fish. That's all that really mattered to me. Sorry, guys. We got a lot of stuff going on here. And like I said, I'm waiting for a call from my little man. I just don't know if I'm going to get one. Nonetheless, I will see him tomorrow after school, and we will have all kinds of fun. It's pizza day tomorrow. But back to the grind, back to the struggle. You know, tomorrow is going to be the epic adventure, man. Tomorrow is going to be getting ready for Friday to leave Saturday for a couple of hours, guys. I don't know. What do you guys think, man? Yeah, I love it. Two Locos said, I fly fish. I can tell you all about love casting. Dude, I fly fish too. Two Loco, have you actually ever seen my fly fishing setup? If you haven't, I will show it, because we're just kind of chit-chatting tonight. Tonight's, you know what I mean? Tonight's a rough one, man, but I do love fly fishing. Fly fishing is a perfection art. Robert Sharp said, I seen it. Robert knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, man. Fly fishing is a different struggle, a totally different struggle, man. And what's interesting about fly fishing is a lot of the times from your vantage point, you don't find yourself throwing into unknown areas when you're fly fishing. You don't take a chance of landing that cast, just off the grass line with that overhanging tree. You find yourself taking a lot less of those risks. But then again, if you look at some of the fly fishing style game fish, I mean, dude, I've seen people catching tarpon, I've seen people catching redfish, I've seen people catching bass, I've seen people catch trout, I've caught speck, I've caught brim, I've caught, what do they call them, shell crackers. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on, and all the different things that I've caught fly fishing. And I really would like to take you guys fly fishing sometime, man. Maybe we should go out on the river and do a fly fishing trip one time. I'm excited. That would be a lot of fun. You never know what we're going to end up getting. I'm going to have to go through my flies. I'm going to have to see what I got going on and how difficult this is going to be to do a little fly fishing. Maybe I'll take it out there, man. You don't think you've seen it? All right, well, hold on. We'll check it out. Yeah, I know you guys seen that. I was waiting to unveil this bad boy. This is the Beards and Bass Blue Pearl Style Edition Camouflage Heathen Squad Performance Hoodie. Available at heathensquad.com. That's right, boys and girls. It's a 3 Forks outfitter. 3-piece. I think it's a 710. I want to say it's a 710. I'm not going to pull the whole thing out, but I'm just going to show you. That's an NXT Black Edition, bud. That's the Black Label NXT. This. Look it up, man. You understand? If you like fly fishing, dude, look this thing up. You'd be like, yo, buddy ain't playing. Buddy ain't playing at all. This is 8-pound float line, got 2-pound tippet on there. You will find me crushing it. This is an absolutely fantastic dude. If you ever get the money together and it's what you do, you know what I mean? You fly fish, dude, take a look at one of these things. They are fantastic, man. Just an absolutely fire little setup, dude. Like I said, I got a bunch of different tippets. I got a 4-pound tippet, I got 2-pound tippet, I got 6-pound tippet. I mean, and like I said, I got 8-pound float line. So with the 8-pound float line, that puts me right in there with some bigger game fish. I'm not too worried about my float line. I am more concerned with abrasions on my tippet. That's that little piece of thinned out line, guys, that comes off the end of the float line, which is that thicker colored line for those of you guys that aren't into fly fishing. So when I use terminology like that, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, so again, fantastic, dude. From 3 Forks Outfitters, great company, good people, man. I got the opportunity to get one of these. I took advantage of it. I just haven't been able to get out and fish it. I fished it a bunch and I've caught a bunch of fish and it's been kind of cool. But what I mean by that is I want to go out and shoot a video fishing it and do a whole, this is back in the days when I was just, single head cam running around, now I've got multiple camera angles. You're not going to get to see much. I'd probably have to run the drone if I really wanted to get some good fly fishing exposure, but I'd have to find some real crystal water that I could work in, only because I really think it really brings out a better presentation to really show a really cool overhead drone cam style. You know what I mean? And then seeing the float line coming out and seeing that cast in the 4 and the 5 and sometimes 6 repetitions, sometimes 8. It just depends on the distance you're looking for. And then to see you pull that line and then watch that hook set from on top. Oh, that would just be next level. You know what I mean? That would be, especially if it was something like a 3.5 or a 5-pound bass, that would be, woohoo, buddy, finesse, you know what I mean? And then once that fish makes contact and you do that hook set, then you got a choice. You're either going to hand line him in, which I mean, it's all on you, bro. If it's not a giant and you know you got a little bit of weight in that tippet and you're not really concerned with your knot, I hand line it in for all I care. You know what I'm saying? It's just, but I prefer the let it go. You know what I'm saying? And get that right down to where my reel is, and then start my fight. You know, I've kept tension on the fish the whole time. I've got a pretty good bow on my rod, and like I said, I think this is the 710, bud. Hold on, I'll tell you right now. 9 foot. I'm sorry, 9 foot, 4-piece. Yeah, what was I talking about? 710. That's my regulars. Yeah, dude, this is yeah, yep, 8-weight, 9 foot, 4-piece NXT Black Label from Three Forks Outfitters. Yeah, nice piece of gear though. I mean, honestly, nice piece. Really, really, really top of the line. Nice piece of gear. That's just how I feel about it. You know what I mean? But I've been doing this for a while, so for me, this was right where I wanted it to be. As far as use, you know what I mean? I know that I can get in there. I can play with panfish as long as I keep a light tippet on it, you know, and it's all in fly size and stuff like that. But I also know that I've got a couple of guys that I've met. One dude, he does a big saltwater guy on Instagram. I had no idea. And he's got the office right across from where our office used to be. And I seen his boat. We were talking. We were carrying on conversations. I was like, yeah, I just bass fish. He's like, yeah, no, I fly fish. And I was like, get out of here. Like, seriously? And he's like, yeah. And he turns around and he says, you catch big fish? And I was like, yeah, buddy. I said, you're down with fly fishing? Like, you got flies on you? And dude, buddy opened up his truck. He not only had like a 6-pack, you know, and I don't mean a 6-pack. I mean, like, he had like 6 big trays slap full. And I was like, awesome. Do you just fish wherever? And then he pulled his seat forward and he had 4 rods with a holder on the back of his seat for his back seat in his truck, you know what I mean? In a 4-door. And it was just epic, dude. This dude, like, he's about this. He's about this. So I was like, man, you ought to hit me up on Fenwick Blank. Oh, nice, dude. Hey, but Fenwick still make good gear, dude. They make fantastic. I mean, nowadays, everybody's gear. So back to Buddy. So I checked out Buddy on Instagram, and, like, he's like a big dude. He's like a big dude. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, yours is fiberglass. Mine's carbon fiber. This is like I said, totally. Now it's technology. You know what I'm saying? Carbon fiber. That's the way I went with the NXT. Hold on. We're going to put this away so I don't bang on nothing. So yeah, like I said, Buddy's been doing this for a while, and come to find out, he's like really awesome at some fly fishing for big reds and big tarpon and stuff like that, dude, down in on the coast. So I'm gonna try to get a trip with Buddy. Like, I'm gonna see if Buddy will like take me out fishing. You know, I'm not gonna ask him to like kill it because I know it's fishing. You know what I mean? I'm not like one of those guys that's like, oh yeah, I'll take you fishing, man. We're gonna kill it. And I always say I'm gonna kill it. Always. C2 Loco, the thing about those glass rods, man, is that if you bought a glass rod from the 90s, that's an actual fiberglass rod, and it'll live longer than a cockroach. You understand what I'm saying? Unless you splinter it, unless you whack it on something and catch a splinter in it. That's the thing I do like about the carbon fiber series. I mean, if you do hit something, you're good. Timmy T says, let's go fishing. We're going to kill it, Timmy T. We're going to kill it, dude. We're absolutely going to destroy it. Me and Timmy T are going to go out there and it's going to be the best day you've ever had. Listen, there's no more pressure. Like I said, that's why I mentioned last week when I told you guys, like, dude, I don't even know if we're going to go fishing. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a little concerned with how things are going with the weather. But nonetheless, man, not every Tuesday is going to be a kill it. I mean, we're going to do our best. Hell or high water, boys. You understand what I'm saying? Your boy is in this for the grind. But it looks like we're going to end up replacing a battery probably Friday, too. Yeah, I just thought about that. This just in. Looks like we're going to be replacing a battery this weekend. For some reason, I'm not showing more than 10.5 volts coming off the main battery. That's on the dashboard, so that thing could be off. I'm going to tell you right now that volt thing could be off. It could have been a bad connection. Who knows? Regardless, getting out the DVOM probably on Friday after work and putting it to it, because it looks like we're going to end up in a position of maybe replacing a battery, which is never any fun, but it is what it is, man. I mean, we got to do something out there. We got to make this happen. So we shall see. Tomorrow is another day, boys and girls, and we'll know. We'll know for sure on Friday exactly what needs to go on with this thing, okay? That's going to be on Friday. I don't know whether we'll all talk about it or it'll just be me talking about it, but I will tell you this. It's going to be an adventure either way, man. It's going to be an adventure either way. I'm thinking this weekend, I'm thinking Saturday, man. I really want to make a trip to the river, but I kind of want to make a trip to the Uggggghhhhh River. It's been a while since we've been on the Uggggghhhhh. Fishing can be bomb, but fishing can also be bust. So it's 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other when it comes to the Uggggghhhh River. There's also Smith Lake. I mean, guys, there's so many different places that I want to go shoot little, videos, but it really comes down to fish. You know what I'm saying? If we can find fish, or I can find fish, or, whatever, who knows, man? Because at this point, the hunt itself is becoming challenging. So maybe I'll see what my buddy Steve-O's got going on, and maybe we'll go out on his lake and run some mega imaging. We've got, the update on mega imaging is still having trouble. I tried to update today when we went out on the water. It appears that it updated. I mean, dude, what do I know? You understand what I'm saying? I still can't get it to do half the stuff that it wants me to do with it. So whatever, you know what I mean? I'm getting what I can out of it. And it's a cool thing. It's really, really neat, man. But I realized that I had some of my settings like way off. I did a reset. It told me to restore factory defaults in order to do this upload for the latest navigation maps and things like that. So I went ahead and did that last Saturday. I told you guys this story. And then I got another email that said they had a chart update that I was allowed to get. So I was like, I love me some chart updates. You know what I'm saying? So I went ahead and downloaded that. So we got out on the water today. And before I went live, I decided to, make an attempt at that. And it didn't even recognize that file. So we've got a whole nother issue with that thing that I got to figure out. Or we can just leave it. But I noticed that when I restored all my default settings, they're bad. Like, they're really bad. Like, I drove by the boat today, the sunk boat during the live stream, and I don't know if you guys saw any of that, because I don't know when the live stream ended. But, yeah, I drove by the sunk boat, and I didn't see it on the graph, and it was kind of making me mad. It was very blurred and very distorted, and it had me thinking like that my transducer might be jacked up, right? So I got a little nervous, man. I pulled the trolling motor up. I tried adjusting the transducer. I'm like, man, I don't know what's going on. And I thought about it. I was like, hey, you restored factory settings like a while back, dude. Put it back to your regular, turn everything up, turn things down, do this, do that. I went ahead and just went through and redid all my settings again, and then voila, when the live stream ended, I went back to actually pick you guys up to show you the boat under the water with the mega imaging. It was dead. Phone was dead. Overheat. When it gets to a certain temperature, it pauses the charging. And today, boys and girls, out of nowhere was an absolute squelcher. I mean, I don't know if some of you guys were in there or not. My fish count on the day rod was 1. 1. And it was a joke. I missed 2 that were not, I'm not going to lie to you, dinks, but the third one was like a bait fish, dude. It was really sad today. It was rough. I showed these guys, though. It was like a 3.4 for a fish rating. Like, it was not a go fishing day. If you were crappie fishing, you guys had, and that's what I said, Rod. If you guys were crappie fishing today, I guess you had a good time, because everybody I talked to was like, you out fishing crappie? I'm like, no. No, should I be? Well, that's all we're doing. It's just pontoon boat after pontoon boat after pontoon boat. And like I said, I wasn't really paying attention to them. I was just kind of doing my own thing. So I went through my pattern spread today, Rod. I was telling these guys, man, I went through my pattern spread today. Oh, and then by the way, so I even made the comment today. I was like, hey guys, don't forget, remind me to set the clock back an hour on the unit. Yeah, I forgot to. So I saw 5:10 and bolted up off the lake so I could roll home, drop the boat off, and then hook the truck up to the trailer. It's just a big day, dude, right? I had like a half hour worth of stuff, and I realized I got home at 4:10, not 5:10. So I had time to do everything that I needed as far as that was. And then I set up the live, and I was thinking, oh yeah, great. I'll have the live set up. We'll go live. I'll be back. I'll be back, dude. It's only like 15 minutes down the road. Yeah, no, there was like 200-300 people attending tonight's legal. And it turned into an absolute nightmare. Traffic was backed up. It was crazy. I had to park so far away that I contemplated turning on my step counter because it was like a 10-minute walk to my car for how big this new facility is at the new school. It's absolutely beautiful. It's breathtaking. It's all state of the art, all top of the line. It sounded great. The presentation was fantastic. All the electronics were working. The only thing I was questionable about was the guy who was running the spotlight while the director of, the lawyer was walking on the stage. The spotlight guy was really rough. And then he accidentally bumped the filter thing, which is the pull down things that do the filter. Oh my God. Yeah, Rachel, our deal is not the traffic like that. Our deal is more of the whole area is a 35. It's a 35 for like 15 minutes. And then it's a 20. And then it's traffic circles. And then between traffic circles at 20 and then 35-mile-an-hour straightaways and then roundabouts that you've got to take. And then it's a party. If you don't know what you're doing driving down here, it's danger, Will Robinson. But we are the king of roundabouts. We have more roundabouts than England at this point. Like, I think we're on pace for more roundabouts than all of Europe in the next like 3 years. And if that occurs, that'd be epic because we'll be like the roundabout capital of the world. Oh, I totally love roundabouts. Believe me. Believe you me. Need a better L1? Okay. I don't know what that is. I missed you, Mick. I missed you. But yeah, so again, sorry, guys. I tried. I did not make it back in time. That's the skinny of it. I also tried fishing today. That was also not the best idea. So today I have been 2 for 2 in terrible ideas. And it's only just begun. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you. Everything's great. I haven't showered since this morning when I left for work at 5:40 in the morning. I was already ghost. So I'm running on it, boys and girls. Basically, no food, 3 Red Bulls, what is it? A little over a gallon of water, and we're on it. People ask me how do you stay so fit? Do you work out? No, actually I don't. I don't eat. I pretty much run myself ragged as much as I can because it's important that you're going at your full speed. See, in life, here, we're going to have a moment. Let's have a moment. We'll do this together. Guys, it's important in life to remember that some people live life on sundial and other people live life on stopwatch. Okay, I am a stopwatch person. I move with a purpose. I have an intent. I know exactly what I'm doing. I've planned these events. They need to take place in this order. I need these equipment. I need these skills. I need this, whatever it is. Okay, because of my extensive military background, I look at everything in a MET-T scenario: mission, equipment, troops, terrain, and time. Yes, MET, METT, T. MET-T, mission, equipment, troops, terrain, and time. That's how I look at everything that I carry out in my life. And the reason for that is because when you spend as many years as I have living with that type of mindset due to constant, we need an order, we need battle plan, we need training exercise, we need everything comes down when you're at a higher level, what they call leadership role. Okay, just to give you guys an idea, the non-commissioned officers are usually the ones that come up with, things like MET-T. The officers will come up with an idea / battle plan, and then the non-commissioned officers, the guys that work, we're the ones that come up with all the good acronyms that like apply to how and what we're about to do. So because I did that for so many years, like your boy lives with the mindset of MET-T. Like everything that I do, if I'm grocery shopping, if I'm picking up my kid, from the time before I even go to bed, my clothes are laid out on the chair in the living room so that I can get dressed and expediently let the dog, when I let the dogs out, it's a process that I've perfected over many, many, many years. You understand what I'm saying? And sometimes I alter my schedule based on my things I have to do for the day. Imagine that. Again, here we come in that time category. What's my mission? What do I need? What's my equipment? Who all's going? Am I relying on someone else? That's my troops. My terrain. Where do I have to go? How far is the trip? Let me Google it. Let me get it on my map. Let me have it set up for tomorrow. So as soon as I get in the car, I know I got to go here, 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 or get in the truck. I go here, here, here. I know everything is set in a pattern, a circular pattern. I don't retrace steps. I don't re-waste any time. And my job is very similar to all these different things. It's just a constant reapplication of the same process. So it's a directed OCD. If I had to call it anything, it's a directed OCD of those particular things that I need to be done, So when I'm done, when I mentally tell myself that I'm done for the day, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? So to go out on days like today with a 3.4 bass rating, with an absolute ridiculous sun, we had 52 degrees when I woke up in the morning. It was 86 degrees when we were fishing in the afternoon. Water temperatures went up between 2 to 4 to even 6 degrees in some areas. The water depths are all crazy right now. The water looks high, but it's really not. Certain areas are accumulating a lot of dead vegetation, which is not really preferred by the fish. Regardless of what you think, a lot of people are like, oh, sorry, man, there's big bass in there. Yeah, there's also a lot of mudfish, gar, turtles, things that just want to live in muck. Like, I'm not a big fan of fishing the muck. I'll poke around the edge of it as much as I can, but I mean, for all I know, today it could have just been throw the frog across the lily pads and all that muck, and something would have come out of there and just smacked the jeebers out of it. I don't know. I didn't take a chance on it. I threw several hundred times, a spinnerbait in that direction. No joy. I'm still waiting. We're going to have one of these Tuesdays that we are going to blow up some spinnerbait fish. Okay. I just want you guys to understand, one of these times that we come out there, it's going to be epic. Burning the candle at both ends. That's how I roll. That's how go eat, shower, and go to bed. Yeah, no, I don't do that either, Rod. I still have an entire wind down section of the day. You know what I mean? Where I kind of reflect on today's events, talk about things maybe that need to be talked about with the events of today, or discussed over the events of today. And then I'll go into my wind down, which usually is just me vegetating, sitting, staring at something for, not really staring. I'm not like a weirdo or nothing, but I mean like watching a show. Not really a fan of shows. Sometimes I find good art films that I like. I do have a different type of film and preferred movie style. I like, to give you an idea, man, I was talking to a buddy of mine the other day, as a matter of fact, and we were talking about films. Has anyone ever seen Smoking Aces? If you've seen Smoking Aces, you'll know what I mean by artsy style films. That film had some phenomenal scenes in it. You know, things you don't see in other films. That was just epic. You know, The Hateful Eight, fantastic film. Extended version, I play it all the time. All the time. I think it's a great movie. I think the entire dynamic of the way it was filmed. I watch a lot of the way movies are made and things like that because, you know, one day, man, pass out on the couch. There you go, Rod. That's what I do. That's exactly what I do. Some nights, man, I crash right out on the couch, but there's no stopping me. If I'm tired, I'll fall asleep. I have selective narcolepsy. Just so we're all clear on that. I believe somewhere in this office, if I'm not mistaken, if it's not in this office, it's in one of my protection areas. I've got a picture of your boy completely passed out in full combat gear, and all we are doing is a 5-minute drive, but I figured out that I had 5 minutes that I could crash because there was points where we were on mission for like 5 to 7 days, and of that you would spend a consecutive 72 hours totally awake. Totally awake. Nothing you could do about it. You would get downtime. I mean, there'd be, you know, you and your buddies when things stopped popping, you know, hey, you're down, man. Get you an hour, bro. Get you an hour, bro. And there's times where there was no get you an hour, bro. You understand what I'm saying? You couldn't pass out in the daytime because the sun would melt your flesh. It was just too much. It was way too much. And you definitely couldn't pass out at night because the things falling on your head would get you hurt. So you had to think real hard, you know, you're going to sleep, and then you got sleep deprivation issues, you know, and that grows. It just becomes a whole list of things. But hypervigilance is one of the things that I go through, you know, to give you an idea. And like I said, and then the Met T approach to everything in my life, it's just something that rubbed off. I don't really think it's that bad. I think it's fantastic as far as, you know, piss poor planning equals poor performance. Okay. Any way you look at it, I don't care who you are, man. If you don't take the time to get the Met T down, to know exactly what needs to occur. And that's why the joke, like, just if you're new here, a little bit more about me. If you're new here, you hear me talk about, oh, let's see what we forgot today. That's kind of the joke. You understand? And it is a joke because I forget a lot of things. And the reason that I forget so many things is because I apply so much thought to everything that needs to be done, to be accomplished, whatever the mission is. If it's just go to the grocery store, I'm on it. Okay, I'm going to forget 2 things. Give me a list. I'm probably going to add to it and forget to pick those things up. Sorry, not sorry. You know, eventually we have to go back there. You know, it happens. I've taken some wrong turns before, folks. Okay, in case you didn't know, I got some buddies that'll tell you, dude, you know, your boy, I've been known to make a right where we were supposed to make a left. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to go down this way. We're already here, bro. You know what I mean? We're already here. Another thing I want to talk to you guys about, man, is don't forget that Friday is observance of Veterans Day and Saturday is Veterans Day. So for those of you that know someone that, you know, has served proudly or overseas, or just served, I guess that's kind of like Armed Forces Day that you tell the people that didn't serve overseas. I think the Veterans Day thing should kind of be held to the small-knit community that is the veteran community. And I don't mean that like to say anything against those that have served on any branch for any reason at all. I respect everybody that's ever put on a uniform. And don't think that the wrong way. Even if you were an officer, I don't care. You know, anything you did. Hell, I know people that worked at the DFAT that I think were fantastic people. That's where they feed you. I thought they were great people. You know, I thought they were fantastic people. Some of them never even had military service, but took a job for 15 years. I met one guy that had 26 years, and I asked him if he was ever in the military, and he said no. And I said, well, how did you get, you know, in a position where you've worked for the Army food service, you know, non-military food service for 26 years? He said, my dad served. And I was like, okay, and you didn't think about serving? He said, nah, I'm not that strong. He said, when I got old enough to make that decision, he said, I compared myself to my father and realized that that's not for me. That's not the road I'm taking. He said, so he took a job on post when he turned 18 at the DFAT facility, and where, learning different cooking and stuff. Not really culinary, because it's not. Things get boiled, it's massive cooking. It's large scale. It's not like a line cook or anything like that. But he worked there 26 years. Which is, I was blown away. I was blown away. Buddy's going to draw an amazing pension, But do you consider that person someone you thank? No, you probably wouldn't. Did I? Absolutely, dude. You understand what I'm saying? That's a higher level. Woo, that's out there, man. He's seen it all come and go. I'm sure he's been said some pretty nasty things, and I'm sure he's been given some praises. But just that thought alone, that somebody would take that much time. So again, thank you, veterans. Be on the lookout for anybody having trouble. Reach out to your buddies. For those of you that know what I'm talking about, sometimes life's just got a way of up and woo, you know what I mean? And you add a lot of stress. If you get a chance on Saturday to stop by a veterans park, I would advise all of you to do that. I think it's a nice thing to do. You'll find a lot of people that are, doing their daily, doing their yearly, their one day, and you might just make a difference in that person's life. You know what I mean? And you'll be surprised, dude. I've seen it. I've physically seen it. You know what I mean? I've seen people struggle, and I've seen people come through, and I've seen people that have had their worst day ever. It just brings up a lot for a lot of people. So I want you guys to understand that keep fighting the good fight. You know what I mean? Keep your friends close. Keep your those that have done amazing things for their country, keep them even closer on this weekend, and reach out to everybody. You know what I mean? To grab a phone and call everyone you could. Yeah, man. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, Tuluco, that's really cool, man. That's really cool. Like I said, it's different, man. It's definitely different. Like if it's something that you want to, dude, if you ever get a chance to go, any of you guys that watch this, if you guys ever get a chance to go to a ceremony or anything like that, like a Veterans Day ceremony at your local VFW or your local Veterans Park, attend that. Take your kids. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of them are pretty neat. We got a pretty neat one that I go to. I go to several, but this Saturday I'll miss this one only because I'm fishing. Now listen, I'm going to tell y'all right now, okay? This is how I look at fishing. I'm going to miss some birthdays. Hell, I'm going to miss some holidays. I'm going to miss some graduations. I'm going to miss some phone calls. I'm going to miss some text messages. But I will be fishing. So you'll know where I am. I'm just kidding. No, but seriously. I'm fishing on Saturdays. No doubt in my mind. Well, we'll see. I might fish on Sunday. We'll check the schedule. We'll see what's going on, you guys, and we'll make it fun. But, you never know. I could have a couple of videos cranked out this weekend. We'll see, man. Maybe Bed Bath & Beyond. I don't know. But, guys, I appreciate everybody hanging out, man. Again, tonight was just, because that's what today was. So we're moving fast, boys and girls. But it's been real. It's been fun. We'll see you guys on the next one. See ya.